The quadratic formula, along with factoring and completing the square, is our third way of factoring quadratics. And this one is a formula that you absolutely have to remember. So remember, the quadratic formula is negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. That's your quadratic formula. And that is how you can solve a polynomial or a quadratic that does not factor nicely into whole numbers. So recall that these give you, what this gives you is the two zeros of your quadratic. And your quadratic is of the form ax squared plus bx plus c. So the a is the coefficient on the x squared, the b is the coefficient on the x, the c is the constant term. So let's just do one quick example. Let's say we have x squared plus 2x minus 13. Certainly not factorable. So let's use the quadratic formula. So we use opposite of b. B is here. We get negative 2. Plus or minus the square root of b squared. 2 squared would be 4. Minus 4 times a, which is 1, because we don't have a coefficient on x. Times c, which is negative 13. All over 2a, and again a is 1, so this is just 2. So here, negative 4 times negative 13 would be 52, and 52 plus 4 is 56, so we get negative 2 plus or minus square root of 56 all over 2. And we need to see if this can be factored a little bit, and it can. So 56 is 4 times 14. So this can be negative 2 plus or minus the square root of 4 times 14 over 2. So remember that I made this 4 times 14 because 4 is a perfect square and can come out of the radical. So we get negative 2 plus or minus 2 root 14 all over 2. And finally, now every term has a 2. This one, and this one. So we can cancel out the 2's. And we get negative 1 plus or minus the square root of 14. And that would be as far as you can go. So the quadratic formula is just this formula here. Absolutely have to memorize it. Whenever you get a quadratic that cannot be factored, typically by whole numbers, and they don't specifically ask you to do completing the square, you might as well use the quadratic formula. And it's just a matter of doing your arithmetic correctly.